Hi, I'm Peter Roper with another edition of Community Buzz. On location in Mystic at the Ditty Bag Zero Waste Market and Cafe. Right here in Mystic, across from the Mystic train station, between the hair salon and a great bookstore. Come on in, we'll talk to Jason, the owner, about his sustainability plans and what he's going to be doing in the future.
Hey Peter, how you doing?
Jason, how are you?
Good, thanks for coming.
Thanks for letting us come visit your shop.
Anytime.
Thanks for telling us about it.
Absolutely.
So this is the Ditty Bag. Give us a little idea how you came up with this idea and what it is.
Yeah, sure. Again, thanks for coming. And well, the Ditty Bag is a zero waste market and cafe. We are helping people to reduce their carbon footprint and their plastic footprint. So all the products that we have in here are designed to do just that. And so trying to help people achieve sustainable living at a level that's every day.
Mm-hmm. Great. And how did you come up with the name Ditty Bag?
Well, Ditty Bag is a sailor's bag, and most folks from Groton, Stonington, and along the coast may have heard of one. And it's a sailor's bag, and when sailors were out at sea for a long period of time, those sails would come down and have to be replaced. Well, they didn't throw all that canvas away. They reused the canvas, and they made sailor's bags, or ditty bags. So the idea of reusing something over and over again and being
reused,
exactly. So the Ditty Bag seemed a good maritime metaphor for what we were trying to do today.
And do many people ask you about what that is? Or
all the time. Well, they usually begin with, "What's a dirty bag?" And I have to explain to them that it's not a dirty bag; it's a ditty bag. And yes, then I tell them the story of the sailors.
Great. So you are a Mystic resident.
Yeah, about 20 years now.
And you have been an activist, which is great. And that's how we came to know you. And this is still your activism, so this is great. You want to give us a little tour?
Sure, yeah, sure. Well, we can start right here. This is the bulk food section. Typically, when you enter a grocery store, you are bombarded with plastic containers and bags. And one of the first things you'll notice is we have our containers, but most of our customers bring their own, or they can use paper bags. And it's in bulk, so people can fill up just what they need, as much as they want or as little as they want, and without any of the plastic that you see in those grocery stores. So we started with some real simple staples, granolas, breakfast cereals, nuts, rice, pastas, things of that nature.
Dates for the singles.
Dates for if you want a date night, this is the place to come.
Yeah. Maple granola.
And we set it up as a
some sweets.
And some sweets, so we set it up as a trail mix bar.
Peats,
people can mix and match and make a bag of snacks for hiking locally or going out on the boat for the day. So,
and you have a lot of customers that repeat customers now.
So we have
enough, I'm sure, but
you always want more. I mean, we have been in business for almost 2 years now, and most of the customers at this point are local return and repeat customers, which is what we wanted. We wanted to help our local community change to more sustainable living, and so that's happening. Yeah.
But I could see tourists enjoying this too, because it's the kind of store I would like to go to if I'm traveling around, whether I'm going to frequent it regularly. But I mean, you've got some neat stuff for gifts, and you can use it home when you get back, or bring it back for a souvenir. We
do very well in the summer season when most of the tourists are in town visiting. They're curious about sustainability. Maybe they want something local. Of course, we carry a lot of local products. I mean, right here, for example, these are all handcrafted kitchenware by a man who lives locally and works, volunteers some time at the Mystic Seaport as a woodworker. So he makes beautiful rolling pins and salad servers and things of that nature. Made right here. So tourists want that local flavor as well as something sustainable.
And wood's a beautiful product. I'm a carpenter, and I really revere wood. It's a nice material.
Yeah, and he's not buying that wood. That is all recycled wood. It's locally sourced recycled wood. So he's not going to the big lumber companies and buying up all new wood, having those trees chopped down. It's all recycled.
Yeah. What else do you got?
Well, probably one of our leading products would be something like this, would be laundry sheets. So laundry sheets, if you think about going to the grocery store, again, plastic everywhere. You go down the laundry aisle, plastic jugs, plastic containers, huge, yeah, exactly. And they're heavy, right? They're really heavy and awkward, and then you get
80% water.
80% water. Why we're paying for that, I don't know. Then you get home and you spill it. It's sticky. It makes a mess. It's the kind of stuff you pour and you stop pouring it, but it keeps coming out. Sometimes, it's the public. But we went to laundry sheets. They're a lot lighter to transport. There's no water in this box. It's just so it's really light to carry, and therefore it's light for trucks to move it across the country or wherever it's coming from. So it requires less fuel to move lighter materials. So that's number one. It reduces your carbon footprint. It reduces your plastic footprint because there's no plastic. There's no microplastics in the detergent, and there's no plastic container. It's a recycled cardboard material. Even the ink on the box is compostable. It's made from naturally plant-based and seaweed sources. So, and this is 100 loads of laundry in here. So, and this is the kind of thing I wanted to sell. I didn't want to get caught up in selling sort of trivial mystic items. I wanted to sell things that were truly going to help us live more sustainably. And this is our bestseller, and it's great to have products like these for sale.
More thinking globally and acting locally.
Absolutely, absolutely. These are made in the USA too. So as we keep trying to find more products that are made here to support our local economies, that's important.
And for those that are not convincible, you have liquid detergents.
So for folks that are, it takes time to transition. It takes time to change your habits. So maybe they want powder. We have sustainable powders, laundry powder. And we also have common good laundry detergent, which is in liquid form. And yes, it's for those folks that still really want to use liquids. They're sold on it. They just have to have that. But at least it's sustainably sourced. It's plant-based. There's no microplastics. And the plastic containers that they come in are minimal. So it's still a good way to reduce your plastic footprint.
And stuff for kids, I see here.
Well, you can't forget about the youth. We want to inspire youth to use products that are made out of wood. These are really cool. They're made in Nebraska. There's no stains. It's just natural, locally sourced Nebraskan wood. And those are great. We also sell a lot of seed packets, natural paint kits, things that are not chemical, full of chemicals, but rather plant-based. A lot of the paints, for example, are made from carrots and beets and other vegetables. So that's the way we should be painting our eggs this year, right? Not with those harmful dyes, because that ends up going into your body if you eat those Easter eggs when you're all done. So
start early, getting the kids earth-centric.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Great.
Yep.
You have Ditty bag mugs, I see.
Again, made in Mystic. Our Ditty bag mugs. They're supposed to look a little bit like a Ditty bag.
Yeah.
This is very similar to what you would see on a ship, a tall ship in the 1800s, say. One of those canvas bags I talked about earlier. And Lindsay Dean from
My wife
Blaze.
actually made one of those bags.
She did.
She worked at Mystic Seaport.
There you go.
She made one.
There you go. So Lindsay made one is sort of inspired by our Ditty bags. So she's here in Mystic. She calls herself the Vegan Potter, and she makes our mugs for us. And they're really unique, and I don't know that you can get these anywhere else on the earth. So I think it's the only place you can get them.
And you have a cooler with some refrigerated products.
Yeah, I mean, this is a section where as our business grows, we'll get more. We're working on getting a frozen food, partnering with a company that'll give us compostable containers, for example, so that you can have a grab and go, but without the plastic. So we're still working on that. But locally sourced milks from Farmer's Cow, Terra Firma makes incredible yogurt. Yes, it comes in plastic, but still it can reduce your footprint by buying local and supporting local. And hopefully sometime in the future we can go to a more compostable eco-plastic, something made from plants or cornstarch or things of that nature. So crossing my fingers for that.
Yeah. Great. And I know for a fact that you were at least doing fresh foods, fresh vegetables and things that you can order and then they're delivered here?
Yep, that's right. So I'm too small yet to be carrying a lot of greens.
Perishables.
Yes, perishables are perishable and they will perish. And we don't want that. So one of the things that we do is we've partnered with Healthy Planet, which is kind of like an Amazon for Eastern Connecticut farms, organic farms, no-till farms. These have been farms inspected by the CEO of Healthy Planet, Rosemary Asfeld. And so people can go online. So you can, if you're a Groton resident or sort of somewhere nearby the Ditty Bag, go online, order fresh produce, cheeses from Cato Farms, lettuce and vegetables from Provider Farm, and baked goods from 8 Mile Meadow. And then you can order by Wednesday night, and then Friday is the pickup day here at the Ditty Bag. So you can order all a la carte, or you can get a CSA and have your products delivered here on Fridays for pickup. And so it's a really convenient way to get locally sourced, farm fresh produce, very fresh, delivered here to Mystic.
Now we're down here in the shampoo, soap.
Yeah, so another way to greatly reduce your plastic footprint. Again, think you go into the grocery store, plastics everywhere, you go to get some hair care products, all liquids in plastic bottles. And those plastic bottles will last anywhere from 600 to 700 years. That's a long time. And you're going through your soap in, what, a month or two. So it doesn't really make much sense to invest in plastic when you're not going to use it, and you're going to leave future generations with that problem. Shampoo bars are the way to go. There's no plastic container. Something like this, for example, comes in a little box, which is completely recyclable, and inside is a shampoo bar that'll last just as long or longer than a liquid shampoo. And so there's no plastic footprint with this, and there is no plastic container, and there's no microplastic beads inside the shampoos. And they work really well. Customers love these, and there's all kinds of shampoo bars, including these Earth Day shampoo bars. They're package free. They don't even come in a box. You can buy one of these and shampoo your hair with this, and not have that plastic or carbon footprint like some of the other products that are out there.
And in a pinch, you could use that when you're playing hockey.
Yeah, and they're great for travel. They're great for traveling because it's not a liquid, so you can put this in your pack without worry that you're going to lose it when you try to get through the gate.
Right.
Because all these things are solids. So traveling is a lot easier with this stuff too. Yeah.
And I have to note that the plastics industry promotes recycling, but you and I both know that recycling is not really up to speed the way it ought to be. And I think number one and number two plastic maybe is recycled, but the rest of it is questionable.
That is very true. So most plastic will not be recycled. I mean, I dutifully put my plastics in my recycling bin, but I know that the paper I put in there will probably be recycled. The aluminum and tin I put in there will probably be recycled. All those are recyclable, truly. I know that when I put plastic in there, it's probably got a 4 to 6% chance of actually being recycled. Most of it is burned, most of it is buried, most of it will be around for 6 or 7 or 800 years. That's just the fact. And of those products that you mentioned that do get recycled, that have the number 1, the number 2, or the number 5, and are recyclable, they can only be recycled once. After that, they get a new number, and they can't be recycled again. So recycling doesn't work. And I say reduce, for those R's that people recycle, reduce, reuse. Reuse, great. Reduce, awesome. But recycle, we're really not focusing our efforts on that because we know it doesn't work.
Especially with plastic.
Especially with plastic. Great. Yeah, I should, yeah.
Okay, one thing I noticed right away is you have baked goods, fresh baked goods, which were delivered this morning when I got here.
Yeah, so we carry Zest pastries. They're locally made. She makes vegan treats for us too. And then we serve coffees, lattes, teas, hot cocoa, things of that nature. The idea is it's really for our organizing. But we make a very good latte, fair trade coffee, fair trade cocoa, so that the people who are on the other end, farmers, those that are out there, picking and bringing together what we need, are getting paid a fair wage.
And your takeout cups, if that's what people are doing, are paper.
Paper cups with paper tops as well that
Excellent.
are compostable.
Yeah.
That's right. So we throw those tops in our garden when we're all done.
And so really this is a place where people can come, buy your products or check out what you've got to offer, have a coffee or a hot chocolate, which I have waiting for me.
That's right.
And hang out here. Right?
So yes, I didn't want to just sell stuff when I opened the store. I knew that would be great. It would be helpful to make sure people had sustainable products and a place to go to get the best sustainable products. But I also know that the world's not going to change unless we change policy, right? Unless we get involved at the political level or at a different level, or at the legislative level. So I wanted to use this space to meet with representatives, to meet with lawmakers and legislators, and I wanted to bring my customers and the community together with them. So for example, we have a coffee hour, actually coffee 2 hours, every first Saturday of the month, where our representative,
tomorrow?
that's tomorrow. So our representative,
My representative?
that's right, Representative Baumgartner will be here, and for a meet and greet from 10 to 12.
Yep.
And so he'll give us updates as to what's happening at Capitol Hill in Connecticut, and what kinds of laws they're working on right now to protect our planet.
And it's a great chance to give him input.
It's a great chance to
Face to face.
Exactly. And with a
Comfortable environment.
It's with a cup of coffee, it seems very casual and lighthearted and light-spirited and fun. So that's why we do it.
And you have a nice spot here. Who else meets here besides that?
So a number of folks met here. Yeah, no, we've had journalists that have done interviews with folks when they're doing stories on sustainability. That happened yesterday, as a matter of fact. We have Citizens Climate Lobby meets here regularly to fight for climate change policy at the national level. That's a national organization, but their regional organization meets here once a month. So that's pretty cool. We have our representative once a month, every first Saturday, come here and meet with constituents about concerns that they have. So there's quite a few. We've met with college students here, high school students. We're organizing our Earth Day Expo here at the store. It's very convenient to do that. So anybody who's interested in meeting, having a coffee group, or some kind, a place where they can take action but have some resources and make connections, this is a really good spot to do that.
And you've got a bookstore right 2
Yeah.
doors down.
That's right. A
Really cool.
used bookstore, even better.
Yeah.
Even better. Yeah, great neighbors to have. Yeah.
And you're across from the train station. So theoretically, you could sit here and wait for your train.
Which
Might be nicer than the train station or the platform.
Yeah, well, so it's warmer in the winter for sure. But yes, we get a lot of folks who are traveling, local hotels, walking downtown, pass by here, and are curious about what a Ditty bag is. We certainly get folks from the train station and from the local restaurants. A lot of the restaurants, folks will have dinner and they'll say, "Where can we get a great cup of coffee?" They'll come here, which is pretty cool.
And I've heard about your Dante's Inferno. Could you tell me what that is?
So Dante, yes,
That precedes
Dante's Inferno is one. We don't have a lot of options for. We sell coffee in bulk, and we get it from Sun Coffee Roasters. It's all fair trade coffee, but Dante's Inferno is probably the most popular coffee bean we sell. You can buy it as little or as much as you like, because again, it's bulk. So you bring your own container, fill it up with the coffee beans. You can grind it here, or you can take it home, the whole bean home. Either way, it's really good. I don't know what they put in it. It's really good though, and it's really popular. And I run out of it all the time.
So it's one of your hot items.
It's one of my hot items for sure. Yeah, Dante's.
Is it actually spiced? Is that the name?
Yeah, it's got this smoky flavor. It's really rich and dark, but it's not really dark, and it's also low in acid, so it makes for a great iced coffee. So it's just really delicious. Lucky I found that.
Come to the Ditty bag for Dante's Inferno.
Absolutely.
Okay, unless there's anything else you'd like to show us while we're checking out your store, we're going to go sit and talk about your next big thing.
Sounds great.
Okay, I want to hear about your latest adventure or project, as if you needed another project, but the Earth Day Expo.
Yeah, thank you for asking. We, again, in the spirit of
That's
just...
part of the reason we're here, by the way.
Yeah, it's good, because people should know about it. It's going to be fun.
I know.
In the spirit of not only selling products, but doing things for the greater community and for a larger change, we wanted to put together something on Earth Day for the first year. We're going to make this our first annual Earth Day Expo, and it's going to be on Earth Day, which is Saturday, April 22nd. It's going to be all day. We have the whole library. They've put the libraries in
Groton Public Library.
Groton Public
like
Library.
A co-sponsor, aren't they? Or
Yes.
Are they officially a co-sponsor, or
not
helping you?
not a sponsor per se. We're not really sponsors per se, but they are hosting the Earth Day Expo,
Good.
and it's going to be really large. The mission of the expo is to bring together the public who are interested in protecting our planet with experts,
At least
nonprofits.
should be interested.
Should be.
Maybe they will be after they.
Perhaps, I hope so. But bring them together with experts from the nonprofit, the business world, and municipalities, and also lawmakers, and bringing us all together for an expo where we can network, meet one another, and hear about all the great things that are going on in this location. So we have at this moment about 40 vendors that will be at the library. We have a number of guest speakers, so we'll have a schedule of speaking events. Our lawmakers, some of them have agreed to sit down with students, for example. They're going to sit down with UConn students, College students, the Marine Science Magnet School students, and maybe some others. And they'll have an opportunity, the students will, to just one-on-one, really, with the legislators, have their ear for a moment so that the legislators and lawmakers can hear what it is that the young people are concerned about. So I really wanted an opportunity for students to have a voice and speak up. So we're going to set up these panels as just one of the examples of the activities that we'll have at the Earth Day Expo to kind of network and to make sure that young people's voices are heard.
So who are some of the people that are going to be speaking?
So I will be speaking. I will be speaking on the new climate report that came out from IPCC. I will also be addressing
the UN.
It's the UN report that comes out every so often. And I will also be talking about whether or not climate change is an official emergency. That's sort of my talk. But we have an expert on from Yale, the Yale Climate Center. So that person's going to talk about what New Haven has been doing and what they've learned about climate change. And then we also have some speakers on just sustainable living. So we have a naturopathic doctor who's going to speak, among others. So I'm trying to get just a different panel of speakers to who are accessible and can help us change sort of everyday habits and thinking.
Yeah, I gathered that your goal is inspiration to do something, to change something, to make progress, not just
So
not just fun.
So I actually told each and every vendor that's coming to the event, we were not interested in having vendors come out, have a table set up, and pass out pamphlets about what people could do. That just doesn't make much sense to me. So this is different. Each vendor is going to bring an action item, something that young people can put their hands on and build, or maybe a letter that they can write right then and there to the legislators to support legislation, but ways to take action. Drew's honeybees, Drew will be there. He will, hopefully, he's working on this, he'll hopefully have not only his bees in a box, very safe, don't worry, but he's also working on bringing his queen bee, as well as some of the pollinators right next to that. And then the honey that he makes from those bees will be for sale. A really cool way for people to see how honey is made, learn about the importance of buying local honey and eating local honey, but then have the opportunity to buy Drew's Honeybees honey. So we think that's the kind of thing that we want people to.
And I have to say, I did beekeeping for a while, but the honeybees are like the canaries in the coal mine. They're indicators that we've got problems in the environment because they're struggling.
Right.
Anyways.
Some of the other vendors that may be there, we have 860 Kombucha. They are a local kombucha company. They're going to have...
And kombucha is? For those who don't know.
It's a great question. I'm not sure I know what kombucha is. But it is a locally made and with all locally sourced ingredients, kind of this fizzy drink that's... so sad you asked that question. I really don't know. I don't know how to describe it. But they're gonna. The important thing is that the folks from 860 Kombucha will be there to tell us what kombucha is, why it tastes so good, and why it's so good for you. It's also sustainable because they do refills, so you can bring your container and refill on kombucha, and they sell in aluminum or glass jars. And again, it's not traveling from around the world. It's coming from Mystic. So they'll be there and they'll be selling their kombucha as well. We're going to have yoga for kids. Yoga may be one of the most sustainable forms of exercise that are out there today. You don't need to invest in a lot of equipment. You could do it without buying any equipment. And you can do it almost anywhere. So we're going to have some yoga teachers who are in tune with sustainable living be there from Bluebird Yoga, as well as Saluna Yoga. So both of those folks will be there, and we're really excited to have them.
So I guess big time wrestling lost out.
Yeah, big wrestling, football, lacrosse. We don't consider quite as sustainable, but yoga, yeah,
Or it's relaxing.
yeah, and safe for the kids. So, but it's a very family-friendly event, and kids can try some yoga for free. They can do a lot of things for free, including going out into the pollinator gardens that they have at the Groton Public Library and understanding what a pollinator garden is, learning what it looks like, what it seems like, what it does, what benefits there are for the environment. Yeah, come on in. And then to walk away with some pollinator seeds of their own, so that kids can go home and make their own pollinator gardens. Yet another way to kind of get kids engaged, thinking about the future.
Yeah, gardening is a good thing. That ranks right up there with yoga.
It totally does. Meditate, and you're connected to the earth.
I have gradually gotten into gardening. My mother's a gardener, my wife's a gardener, and I'm actually a flower ranger, so since I get to pick any flowers I want, I've decided I better help with the gardening.
That's right, yeah.
And it's good to be in touch with the earth.
Yes, it is. And that's the whole mission of this project.
Will there be any special display of books or information at the library that kids and adults may want to check out?
There will. So the library is going to put together a section of just that, books on what's happening with our planet right now, the state of emergency that we're in, books for adults, for young people as well, and also books on healthy living and sustainable living. So the library is going to take care of this reading section for all of us too. So it's going to be great.
Good. And is there food available?
There should be
kombucha, I heard, but
certainly will be kombucha, but there also will hopefully be some vegan treats. All this is a work in progress, but vegan foods are...
Volunteers welcome. Jason could use some help.
Absolutely, we could. Absolutely, we could always use some help. We have our flyer too. Make sure that you guys get a look at that at some point, but if you see this out and about, this is our Earth Day Expo flyer, and it has all the information that people need. April 22nd, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's rain or shine. If it's really stormy and gross outside, we're going to be inside the library. Otherwise, we'll be outside enjoying the sun, and hopefully it'll be nice and warm out there.
And that's a scan for Facebook?
Yeah, we have a Facebook and Instagram.
And email.
Yep. Our friends at Conn College, our students at Conn College have set up those social media pages for us.
So there's more information.
More information to come as well. Yep.
So this is for everybody. Sounds like kids are welcome, families are welcome, unknowledgeable people are welcome, and knowledgeable people are welcome. So it sounds like we got a whole mix that could be there.
I hope so. I hope it's well attended, and I hope that people enjoy themselves and give us feedback. This is our first annual Earth Day Expo, but we hope to have more to come.
And are you claiming that it's already accomplished what you wanted to accomplish?
We're getting there.
Yeah.
It's a movement towards a goal, always.
Yeah. Jason, thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you for all that you do, because
you
you're a busy man, but you keep taking on new projects, and it's inspiring, and I think it's what we all need to be doing. So.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Good luck with the store. Good luck with the event. I could say that we're going to be there filming some of this event too, so some of it will be available on maybe SCCTV, public access, and YouTube eventually. So watch for that. You might be able to get some of the event even if you can't make it there. This is going to be Saturday, April 22nd, 11 to 4 at the Groton Public Library. It's kind of a central location for the region, so hope people from all around towns will come. Rain or shine, it's free, and it's going to be fun for everybody. And you might even learn something. Thank you all for watching. Glad you tuned in to Community Buzz. Real news that you can use. Be well, live lightly on the earth. Peter Roper checking out.